$100 for 1,000 word article or at least $80 for 1,000 word article is amazingly well. To me, it just took 1 hour and I charged $100 for that article, right?
From your favorite influencer to the web series you've always been binging on, there's a huge requirement for great content writers. And in this video, I'm talking with Renuka, who talks about her journey of getting started as a content writer. She talks about how can you price your work. She talks about how to get clients. She talks about how to upskill yourself and a variety of different questions I have asked in this video. Make sure that you watch till the end. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's hear it from Renuka. So a bunch of questions, but first of all, what was your journey like and how did you get started?
So I started my journey as a writer when I was in first year of my college. I started writing answers on Quora, but at that time I didn't know that, when I'm writing answers on Quora, I'm a writer, and I didn't even know that I have any kind of passion for writing. I was just doing it because I had some free time. I didn't know what the future is on Quora. I was just doing it just like that. But when I was in my second year of college, I was supposed to go on an internship. But due to COVID hit the world, I was sent back to my hometown from college, and I had two choices given by college that either you do an online internship or you do an online course. So I knew that I don't have any kind of skills, so I'm not going to get any good internship. So I decided that I will be doing an online course, and that is how I ended up doing my first copywriting course. After that course, things changed for me. I realized that I am interested in writing. This is something that I'm passionate about, or this is something that excites me, and that is how I started my journey as a writer officially. But when I was in that course, I met several people, and I met three great people also. The three of them and the other me, we four started our own little agency, and we started working together as freelancers. We got some clients, we worked on some brands, we worked on some projects together. But after some time, we dissolved the team because it was not working really well for us. And after that, I did 2 jobs, and I left both the jobs after 2 or 3 months. And then I decided that I will not be doing any kind of job. I will be doing freelancing, because freelancing means that earning in 6 figures, no boss, no one to hear, and working on your own condition. At least this is what the flowerish language of freelancing I heard, and I thought that freelancing is going to be great for me. But after when reality hit me, I realized that I don't have any clients from the past 4 to 5 months. So I started searching on YouTube how to get clients for freelancing, and I came across some videos that how to build your personal brand on LinkedIn and how to start getting clients through LinkedIn. And I did that. I started creating content on LinkedIn, and I got some clients from there, but I was earning in peanuts. I was not getting good amount of money, or at least the money that I wanted. So what I did is I went on YouTube again to search how to get high paying foreign clients, and that is when I came across Upwork and Fiverr. So I made my profile on Upwork, thinking that now I will be able to land high paying foreign clients, because earlier on LinkedIn, due to the location factor, I was not able to target foreign clients properly. So I thought maybe I will be able to get high paying foreign clients from Upwork or Fiverr this time. And after that, I went again on YouTube to see certain strategies if I can apply to get the high paying gigs quickly. And that was the time when I came across one of the videos by the guy named Ishan Sharma. Yeah, in that video, you explained very well that how Upwork and Fiverr are very saturated marketplace, and we should rather focus on building our brand or cold email if we want to land high paying clients. And you also said in your video that, we should focus on promoting or talking about our services in whichever platform we are available. So I was already available on Instagram, but I was talking about books or book recommendation, book reviews, all of these things. So I thought that I already have a very good followers on Instagram. Why am I not promoting my services there? So I just started sharing stories that I'm working on this project, I'm working for this client, I'm working on this blog for my client. And that is how one of the person contacted me saying that, okay, I didn't know that you provide content writing services as well. I really like your content. So can you write Instagram captions for me, and can you write Quora answers for me? I said, why not? I will definitely do that. And that is how I landed my first foreign high paying client. I still work for him. And yeah, that is how the journey started.
Sounds really interesting. I think that's when you reached out to me saying that you got started in your field as a freelancer, and you got help from my video. So that's really good. what made you shift from doing a normal job? Because I was interviewing a bunch of people for hiring, and most of them were just like, I have my permanent job, I will not leave it because it's too stable for me, and I like that. But what made you switch to going on the freelancer path? Because most people are not willing to do that.
Okay, so my first job. Okay, so my first job was with Thrilophilia. I was actually really happy because Thrilophilia is a brand. It's one of India's largest travel agency company. So my excitement level was on another level. But when I started working for them, I realized that I'm not going to get anywhere if I keep working here. My bank balance might grow, but I will not grow as a person. So I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I learned from that book that don't work to earn, work to learn, because that way you will be earning more money in future. So what happened was, when I was working in Thrilophilia, I didn't get any kind of feedback on my writing. I worked there for 3 months and there was absolutely no feedback on my writing. So for example, I created a blog or I created a package around Ladakh or Manali trip. I was writing everything around, like how will you go, how will you feel, what will be the environment, what will be the sites that you will be visiting and everything. But I never got a feedback that what kind of writing style I should adopt, or what can I change in my writing that will attract more customers. All the feedback that I used to got was on pictures. That was not even my part. So I realized that if I keep working there, I'm not going to grow as a writer, and that is why I don't want to work here, and I left that company. I joined another digital marketing agency, shortly after my first job, and after working there, I got to learn a lot. I got to learn how to deal with clients, how to interact with clients, how to schedule meetings, how to build your relationship with the clients. I got to learn everything that a freelancer must know in order to maintain harmony with its client and how to deliver work to the client. But the thing was, earlier in my first job, I was not getting any kind of feedbacks. But in my second job, I was getting very crucial comments. Like my boss used to say that, what is this? You can't be a writer and all of these things. So that was just hurting me. And that was just too much on my mental health. And I knew I cannot take more than this. If I keep working here, I will lose my confidence. I will lose my interest and my whole confidence on writing. So I left the second job as well.
That's really interesting. You had that growth mindset in your career, basically, right? Like in whatever work you're doing, you should feel that you are learning something new every single day, and that's really important. What skills should someone learn if they want to become a content writer? Of course, you need to be good at writing, but then, things like SEO and all, what other skills are required and how can they learn that effectively?
The number one thing that I think every writer should have is interest in reading. Because I'm not saying that you should read one novel or two novels in a month. What I'm saying is you should be generally interested in reading. Because if you are not interested in what others have got to say, if you're not interested in reading about what others have written, you might not be interested in knowing how others are perceiving your writing style. You might not be interested in knowing how you can make your writing style better to make readers experience better. And I think that is why the first thing that you must have as a writer is your interest in reading. The second thing that I think every writer should have is the observation power. If you have the observation power, you will know that what kind of content is working, what kind of content is not working. You will know that what information is important, what information is just jargon. So that comes under observation skills. You must be a good observer if you want to be a writer. The third skill that I think every writer must have is your ability to make things simpler and clearer. Because if you're not making things simpler, you are making things complex, and nobody likes complex thing, and nobody is going to pay you for making things complex. For example, I'm naive in cryptocurrency, in blockchain and NFTs. Okay, so if I am reading your article on blockchain, am I able to get every information that you promised with the headline? Or I have to go and search for another blog on blockchain to understand the thing that you promised? Because if you are not able to convince the reader what you have in your mind, you won't be able to make it big in this industry. So the third thing that you should focus on is making things simple and clear. If you can do this, you will win in this category. The fourth skill that I think every writer must have is online marketing. Because if you think that you are just going to write a piece of content, get money in dollars, and your client will be happy with you, then you are wrong. Because writing is already being replaced by AI, and soon AI is going to replace more writers than you can imagine. That is why, in order to be irreplaceable and in order to be more effective, what you have to is you have to learn how to market the content that you are creating, because the content is going to go on internet, and internet is a very vast place. The content that you are writing may get lost in all that rush. So you have to know how to market that content that you are writing. You have to be able to suggest certain strategies to your clients, that how they can market the content that you have written for better engagement, better reach, and better customer database. Another skill that I think is very important for writers is learning copywriting. Now, I think copywriters and content writers are always in dispute that who is better and who earns more money. But I think that if you want to be successful in writing, you have to learn copywriting, because in our generation, attention is money. Everyone is fighting for the attention. In fact, speaking of data, an average American come across 5,000 ads in a day. So you can understand how much competition is there among brands to get the attention of their ideal customers. If you don't know how to write something that arrests people's attention, you are just off, I don't know what can you do then for your clients. So that is why copywriting is important, to get that attention for people. And then keeping the attention is different thing. And if you want to keep the attention, you have to make your blogs, your articles, or whatever you are writing very interesting and engaging, very informative and educating at the same time. So how you do it? You do it by practice. But copywriting is something that you have to learn if you want to know how to catch people's attention.
Makes a lot of sense. One more question people ask me all the time is, how should they charge their work? And especially, how can they do that as a content writer? Should it be, per 1,000 words? Should it be per word? How much to charge? And, working with clients on a per article basis or on like a long-term basis. How does all of that really work according to you?
Okay, so there are three ways. The number one is per word basis. The second is per hour basis. And the third one is per project basis. And I'll tell you which one is best among these. Okay, so the first method is charging per word basis. But I think this method is neither convenient nor profitable, both for client and writer, because if you are charging per word basis, and let's say that you want to earn as much as possible from your writing, then this method is not possible at all. Because if you are saying to a client that you charge 5 rupee or 6 rupee per word, that would be just insane for both the client and writers to say as well. If you're just going to say to a client that you charge 5 rupee per word, especially to an Indian client, that will come as a shock to them, and they will think that you have lost your mind, because how are you going to justify the amount 5 rupee per word? In fact, the second you say this, the client will lose their interest in you, because the client won't hear that if you are charging 5 rupee per word, then it would be 5,000 rupees for 1,000 word blog. The client will hear 5 rupee per word, and that will come as a shock to them. That is not justifiable, that is not convenient, that is not very profitable. And the second method is charging per hour basis. Now, per hour is something that is not profitable. Again, if you are saying to a client that you charge $50 or $100 per hour, that will again come as a shock to them, and they might not be able to afford your services. Because let's say that if you are a fast writer and you can write an article of 1,000 words in just 1 hour, so how are you going to say that you charge $100 for that article? You won't be able to say that, because you are charging per hour basis. In that case, justifying your price would be a little tough. In fact, there are some niche and there are some topic that takes a lot of research and a lot of work, and in that case you might not be able to justify that amount of per hour basis. In fact, let's talk about the B2B industry. There are some writers who spend almost a week or two in only researching about the topic. So if they are charging per hour basis, that will just bankrupt the client. Okay, so I think per hour is not very profitable, especially if you are a fast writer and you can write an article within just 1 or 2 hours. How are you going to just say to a client that you charge $200 for that article? You won't be able to say that, right? So if you are a normal freelancer like me, then what should you do? You should charge per project basis, because that is profitable and easy to convey what is your charges. So let's say that you write an article of 1,000 word. Okay, in that case, you can just say to your client that I charge $100 for 1000 word article, and that price is just the initial price that you can charge, and it is very reasonable to any foreign client that you are working with. In my experience, $100 for 1000 word article, or at least $80 for 1000 word article, is amazingly well. They will just agree with you because that is the rate that is digestible for them. Now when you are charging per project basis, it doesn't matter how much time you input, it doesn't matter how much energy you put. For example, I'm a book blogger, right? And if I'm writing for a client who wants me to write an article on 10 books for beginners, I can write that article in just an hour. Now the client doesn't know that how much time it takes for me to write that article, or how much research it takes for me to do for that article. The clients just want the work. To me, it just took 1 hour and I charge $100 for that article, right? And in your case, and similarly, when you are working on per project basis, it is very easy to convince the client, it is very easy to convey the price, and it is very profitable as well. No one has to know how much time you invested, how much research you invested, and how much energy you invested. Again, $100 is just a starting price, and you can always defer this price, you can always increase the price based on the research required, based on the time required, and based on your expertise. This is the initial price that I think you should charge, or at least $80 is something that you should charge per project when you are writing an article of around 100 or 1000 or 1500 word. Okay, so I think, so in my opinion, charging per project basis is very profitable and convenient than charging per word or per hour basis.
Makes sense. Renuka, what do you think is the best way to get clients in this field as a content writer? Do you think cold email, cold outreach works better, or do you think platforms like Fiverr or Upwork is better? In your experience, what is giving more results for someone who's getting started, who has some articles that they have written and they want to get work?
So Ishan, there are two things that happens when you are just starting your freelancing journey. The number one thing that you look for is to get clients, and the second thing that you focus on is building a portfolio. So getting clients is like running a marathon race. जब तुम में मैराथन रेस दौड़नी होती है तो तुम खुद की फिजिक का बहुत ध्यान रखते हो, तुम वैसा ही खाना खाते हो, प्रैक्टिस करते हो डेली, राइट? एंड सेम गोज विद दी फ्रीलांसिंग. जब तुम्हें क्लाइंट चाहिए होते हैं, तो यू डू एवरीथिंग, यू डू कोल्ड ईमेल्स, यू डू फाइवर, यू डू अपवर्क, एंड यू गो ऑन लिंक्डइन एंड ऑल दीज प्लेटफॉर्म्स. एंड वंस you land your client, you are so happy that okay, I got the client and now everything is just sorted. But the thing that you don't realize is, as soon as you got the client, as soon as you deliver the work and you got the money, then you are finished. You have to run all that race, and you have to indulge in that process again at the same time, thinking about okay, when will I get the client and all these things. So that is a never ending cycle. You always have to run to get the clients. And the second thing that you focus on is building the portfolio. So what portfolio means? A perfect portfolio means you have to have testimonials from people, and you have to have some sample articles or some sample work to show to the client, so that there is something to back your work or to back the words that you are claiming, right? But you are just a fresher, so how you are going to have those testimonials and your sample work? So again, what you do is you go on social media, or you go on YouTube, and you check out the videos and how to build portfolio when you don't have testimonials or you don't have sample work. So what the single most advice that people give you is to work for free for people. Again, you do all that work to find a client just to work for free, or you are too scared to lose the client that you work for peanuts. So I think indulging in all these two ways is a little stupidity according to me at first, because I have done the same thing and I have got nothing in return, at least not much in return. What I think is, instead of building the portfolio and instead of focusing on running behind the clients, you should focus on building the credibility. Not to brag, I have worked for 2 years as a freelancer writer. I haven't showed my portfolio to any of my clients, and I have worked with really well paid clients. They didn't need my portfolio because I had credibility to back me, right? So I think writers should focus more on building their credibility by showing up on that can be done in 2 ways. Number one is, you shouldn't call yourself as a freelance writer. You are a writer, you are not just a freelance writer. Freelancing is one of your ways of earning money. So what you should do is, in order to build credibility, is you have to show up on a platform that is specifically for writers, or that actually highlights your skills as a writer. You don't have to speak that I'm a writer. Your work automatically shows up. And for that, what you can do is you can go on Medium. For example, I go on Medium, and I started writing on Medium 6 months back only, and that's when things started changing for me. I used to get, big clients, and people starting asking me questions that, are you open to work? I really like your writing style. Can you work for me? So that's when I realized that all the things that I was doing, among all of these things, Medium is actually working. Not only am I getting credibility, I'm also building my audience, and getting clients is just the, cherry on the cake. So I think focus on building the credibility. And what you can do for that is go on the platforms that are for writers, and there are tons of them. There's Quora, there's Medium, Vocal, Hub Pages, and there's another one new is coming, Substack, I think, if I'm not wrong. So these are the platforms where you can go, and all you have to do is, after all the articles that you have written, just mention at the last of your articles that I'm open to writing gigs. You can email me there, and then mention your email ID. After a few months, like after 3 months or 4 months, or if your luck is really good, in 2 or 1 month, you'll start getting high paying clients, because these are the platforms where foreign clients are more available than Indian clients. So you'll be having exact target audience. You'll be having people who want to work with you, and you'll be getting enough money. So the second way of getting clients through, when you are building your credibility, the second way of building credibility and getting clients and getting paid on the way is to, approach publishers. Now, there are some publishers and there are some websites that are always open to new content writers. You can always publish your content on their website, and the criteria is very simple. You just have to go on their website, whatever the website is about. Let's say the website is about freelancing and they share freelancing tips. So they will just give you a niche that you have to write under this niche, and there will be some rules. There are always some rules on writing blogs, so you have to follow those rules, and then you have to submit that article that you have written to that publisher or to that website. They will review that article, and if they like the article, they will publish it on their website under your name, and you will be paid at least $100 to $500 for that one article that you have written. Now you have credibility. You can say that I have written content for this particular website that is that famous, or for this particular publisher, and that way you will be having credibility, you'll be having clients, and you'll be getting paid on the way. So that is one of the ways of getting clients and of building credibility and getting paid at the same time. There are so many websites that are always open of this kind of work, and I think you can just go on YouTube and search for these kinds of websites. The second way is to approach publishers, and how you can approach publishers, and how you can approach publishers, and how do you know that if publishers are accepting these kinds of work from freelancers or not. So there are some newsletters who send you customized emails every month or every week for that matter, and they tell you that what all those publishers are accepting write-ups and from freelancers. So some of these people who provide these kinds of services are Freedom with Writing and Sonia Weasley's newsletter, and there's a website called ProBlogger. ProBlogger is a website where you can always find work. There's always people who are looking for freelancer, either to hire part-time or to hire on freelance basis. I'll give you the links of these websites. You can attach in the description box if you want, and you can just register your email on these websites, and they will send you emails per week or per month on how these publishers are accepting the write-ups from the writers, and you can just publish, and you can just send the request. You don't have to write the whole article. You just have to email those publishers that you are looking for the opportunity and why you are the best fit, just as we do in the cold emails. If the publisher think that you are the right fit, they will accept your work, and they will give you a particular topic to write on, and they will pay you around $1,000 to $2,000 for writing one article. And all of these publishers are foreign based, so the exposure is going to be good, and they are going to be published, I think, under your own name. And even if not under your name, you are going to work with some big editors. So in the process, your writing style will be improved, and if the right editor likes your work, they might hire you as a full-time freelancer as well. So I think these are the two ways you should adapt. And first thing you should absolutely do is to go on some writing platforms and build your brand there, build credibility, and people will start approaching you automatically. That happened with me because when I was writing on Medium, I didn't had any idea that I'll be getting paid. I just started on Medium 6 months ago. Because I didn't had much work, so I thought I have full day for me. I'm not doing anything, so why not just start writing on Medium? And I started writing on Medium. One person liked my work and they said, "Are you looking for freelance work?" I wonder if because I like your writing style, and I thought, why not? I would definitely accept this opportunity. And then I thought that if this person thinks if I am if I'm open to work or not, maybe my potential clients are also reading these blogs, and maybe they also wonder if I'm open to freelance work or not. And even if they don't think if I'm available to work or not, why shouldn't I just leave a message that I am open to work? And if they think that they can hire me, let's go and work together. So that is why building credibility is more profitable than building a portfolio and running behind clients. When you are just starting out, I would recommend you to stop treating yourself as a freelance writer and start treating yourself as a writer. Consider freelancing as one of your way of earning money, because once you lose the clients, once you don't have clients, you will be, you will have nowhere to go. And that's what happened with most of us. When you are just starting out, you will face a lot of difficulty in getting clients. So instead of investing all those months in LinkedIn or in Upwork or Fiverr, or thinking how to get clients, build your credibility. And not only you will get clients through these websites, you will also get brand deals. So even if Medium or Vocal Media doesn't pay Indian writers right now, you are going to get brand deals. That is one of the most profitable ways of earning money. Besides, freelancing is getting just freelancing is also, I think, a very much saturated market. In the upcoming years, maybe job seekers will be less and freelancers will be more. So in that case, you should focus more on building credibility and just attacking on one platform, building your name there and becoming big there. So I actually mentioned that Fiverr is not going to work for you if you are a freelancer, if you are just starting out your journey, and maybe it works for you if you have certain techniques or if you have luck. But I think cold emails work really well. Now, how you are going to approach a client and how you are going to send cold emails. The very first thing that you have to understand is nobody owes you anything, and nobody is going to wake up the next morning thinking that, okay, Renuka has sent me an email, I have to revert back to that. So you have to follow a certain strategy. Now, how you are going to do is you have to search on Google about your particular niche. So let's say that you are a writer under mental health expertise, right? So you are just going to search about the 10 apps on mental health. Okay, so now you have a very big list of all the apps that deals with mental health or maybe meditation or all these things. You have to eliminate the popular apps. Like one of the popular app is Calm. Now, Calm is a very big app. They are not going to hire you. You have to understand this thing. The underrated apps that are just building up or they are just new in the market, you have to approach them. So what you have to do is you have to find out 2 or 3 apps that are those underrated apps or underrated websites on mental health or any industry that you are into. You have to go to their website and you have to go under the blog section. Now you have to see if they don't have blogs. You can either suggest them that how you can help them in building blogs and how blogs are important if you are into this industry, and how blogs can help them create more database and more user engagement and all these things. And if they already have blogs, so there are going to be 2 cases. Either they are regular on blogs and they are constantly posting blogs, or they are not constantly posting blogs. So maybe there is going to be a gap of 2 or 3 months and they are not any longer posting blogs. So the chances are high if let's say the last blog on their website was 2 months ago. So you can understand that either they are looking for content writers or there's something that is stopping them from publishing further blogs. So you can be that person who can help them publishing more blogs by offering your services. And if they already have blogs, so what you have to do is you have to open the first 2 or 3 blogs and find out the mistakes. Maybe there will be grammatical mistakes. Maybe the blogs will be too boring or too overloaded with the information. So what you can do is then you don't have to send the cold emails right there. You have to go and find out who is the perfect person to contact with. If the company is not very big, you have to find out who is the founder and co-founder of that particular app or that particular website. You have to go on their LinkedIn ID, you have to follow them, you have to send them a very curated, customized message that why do you want to, connect with them. After connecting with them, what you have to do is, for 15 days or at least for 10 days, if the founder is active on LinkedIn, you have to start engaging with their content. And you don't have to engage in the sense like you just like their photo, like their content, and just said, okay, nice content. You have to write a very customized comment on their post, so that they understand that whatever you are writing, you are reading their post and you are appreciating their work. Or maybe if they have said something and you have another point, you can at least indulge in this kind of conversation with them over comments by engaging with their content. After 5 or 6 days, once you have engaged with their content, once they have seen that there's a person who is always dropping some meaningful comment on their post, you have to send them a message, an appreciation message for that matter. You have to say that you just started following them a few days ago and you have learned these many things from them and you really appreciate their work. You don't have to be very sugar coated, you don't have to sound very cliche or very cheesy. You just have to write a very simple appreciation message so that they know that you exist. After that, what you have to do is, once you are engaging with their content and once you are targeting certain people, you have to create that kind of content on your LinkedIn as well. So let's say that you are going to target them for their blogs. Okay, so you have to create content around that only on your website, because even if you are going to send them an cold email or an appreciation message eventually, so they are going to visit to your LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile should be ready to convince them that you are the right person. So after this appreciation message, engage with them 2 or 3 days more and then send them a cold email if you have their email ID. If not, then you can only send them a message on LinkedIn stating that, okay, I was just following you from a while, and I out of curiosity, I went through your website and I found that you don't have blogs anymore, or you don't have blogs constantly on your website. I can help you with the same, or maybe we can get on a discovery call. Or if you have found some kind of mistakes on their blogs, you can just point out those mistakes and you can say that, since I was following you, so I thought I can just contact you, maybe we can work on this together. Now that is all your call, how you are going to curate that cold email, or how you can just send that message to the person depending on the relationship you have built. If you are doing this, or versus you are just sending them a cold email out of nowhere, you are coming and you are just sending them a cold email, nobody owes you anything, and they may not reply to you as well, because first thing, you are a beginner. Second thing, you are just an added task on their list. You are just sending them a cold email, so they have to reply to you, so you are just an added task on their list. So you have to indulge in this 15 days of process where you are trying to engage with the content of the founder or of any person who is who is going to see your message, or who is going to be accountable in that particular field. So that's how I think cold emailing works well. If you are just trying to get clients, and if you want clients through cold emailing, follow this process. You don't have to just go there and try and send them a cold email out of nowhere. You have to first indulge with them. If the founder is not available on LinkedIn, they might be available on on Instagram. If not Instagram, they are going to be available on Twitter. You have to engage with their content as much as possible. If they are available on both LinkedIn and Twitter, be on both the platforms. Try to engage on both the platforms so that they know that you exist, and they know that whatever you are speaking, you have some kind of authority. And the chances of getting a reply back in that case is higher than sending cold email just like this.
There is so much to learn in this field. As you said, just writing your articles led you to getting clients. That's what happened to me as well when I was just getting started on YouTube. I used to just make videos and get like 50 to 100 views on every single video, and some brand just watched my content and they approached me saying that, hey, we like the way you speak and we want you to speak in our videos and create content for our own YouTube channel. So that definitely happens. Thank you so much, Renuka, for joining us here and sharing your learnings. To all the audience that is still watching this video, first of all, pat on your back, and secondly, go on to your Notion or any document and start writing exactly what you learned from this particular video and start executing on it, right? So that is going to be really important. Please share this video with everyone. Tag me and Renuka on social at Ishan Sharma 7390 and get started in this field. Thank you so much for watching. You can let me know in the comment section if you have any other questions. If you're still watching, just say I watched till the very end. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next video.